So in this video, I'm just gonna kind of show you what we do when I sort of draw using Krita. Uh, this is a monster design that I made for a D&D campaign that I've been working on for a long time now. I want to kind of make a bestiary of all the sorts of different monsters uh, that I ended up homebrewing. Because as much as I love the Monster Manual and the Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and books like that, I do end up making sort of my own monsters a lot of the time. So I thought I'd sort of put videos up and do little illustrations for them and make them into my own little Tome of Foes. So this first one here is the Chain Maw. Once we get to the end of the video, I'll show you the stats and stuff for exactly how I stat blocked this thing. But for now, this is just sort of a little process. You see, I haven't sort of done any guidelines or anything. I just sort of go straight in. I've got a pretty good idea of what I want this thing to look like. It's pretty similar to the Maw Demon from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. It's got that big gaping mouth in the middle, but then I've added like a serrated tongue, and he's got these 4 arms and these eye stalks. Just sort of developing this idea as I go along. Yeah, it's been pretty fun, this sort of campaign that I've been running ever since COVID. I got really into D&D, but I couldn't find a group, which is, a problem that a lot of people have. So I decided, I was going to DM, and I just reached out on the D&D Beyond forums and got a party together. And it's been pretty good, yeah. But yeah, something I really like doing is I sort of homebrew everything. I've never really run a module or anything before. So I just kind of, because I get a lot of enjoyment from the game just from making my own worlds and sort of designing my own monsters and things like this. And I like to make art part of the sort of D&D campaign, so I work a lot on drawings and things to sort of illustrate puzzles or show what a place actually looks like. I was thinking this sort of concept could be like a book or a journal that's full of all these different creatures that this character, Hercules Pigeon, who is this GIF, that's GIFF, not GIF like Githyanki. This huge like hippopotamus man, this explorer type. I thought like he's a character that I have in my campaign who's kind of like a wizard character who acts like a guide for the players in this one part of the world. It's like this huge forest. And I thought it'd be really interesting to sort of have like bestiary slash tales of his adventures all across the multiverse. I really like characters like him because I like setting the sort of mythology that D&D has all these different planes, sort of from the Planescape era, and I know a lot of people like to like add that into their games, and I do as well. I've sort of set it up where each god has a plane of their own, and I use sort of the popular mythology of gods as creatures that exist because they are worshipped, so they're sort of shaped by their worshippers. It's very like American Gods style, that sort of like Neil Gaiman sort of mythology that I really enjoy. So I'm just blocking in the colors here. You see, like I sort of like that technique where I just sort of block in quite a lot of color at the beginning to sort of see how it looks. And then if I like it, I stick with it and I just erase the outlines. It actually works really quick for me. This whole drawing only took about an hour. As we get to the end of the video, there's going to be a stat block for this monster, so if you want to run it in your game, it has all sorts of abilities to sort of keep it. I was thinking this is kind of a boss monster, sort of creature that you would find at the end of a dungeon, maybe protecting a treasure hoard. He has a lot of abilities that let him have one called Killer Instinct, where if a player does enough damage, he can use a reaction to take a bite attack. So if he takes like 20 points of damage, the bite attack triggers, and that surprises the players, and that lets you know that this is like an unpredictable creature. So yeah, I've sort of cycle through a bunch of backgrounds that I didn't really like, and then I end up landing on this green that I think is nice. Just sort of suggests forest and jungle. And I just sort of add in a little bit of detail here. You see how I'm thinking about putting tree roots in here. And I just add like this sort of nice beige scrap of paper, and I just sort of put a where on it to make it look like, this is like a piece of a journal. And there it is, that's the full stat block. You see there, you got an AC of 14, which I'm thinking like natural armor. He's got quite a lot of health, so we get a chance to use all his abilities. He's got dark vision. He's got saving throws on constitution because he's like a big hardy guy. And then obviously he's got multi-attack. So if you've got kind of like a big party of different characters, this guy's going to pose a problem for them. And then he has extra abilities that will surprise and jump out at the players. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe.